Good evening, gang. David Guffel, Thinker Farmer here. This is a awkward video because of the content. Not entirely farming related, but very, very dear to my heart. So this past week, one of my very best friends and close neighbor, Cap, passed. He was 86 years old, soon to be 87. So it was his time, and got to go. It's funny how everything works out. Being home, spend time with Dad meant that I was able to attend the funeral, spend some time with the family, visit Cap a couple times beforehand, and say goodbye to a dear friend and honor a life that was very well lived. He has already been interviewed on this channel once, and he's also, I know I've shared a couple videos, some of the amazing lessons he taught me. This video is kind of a parting words and a tribute to truly a giant of a man. Certainly for me, as I've said already, one of my very best friends. Every neighborhood needs an older fatherly figure that will mentor young men and give them an opportunity to work and learn trade skills and learn growing up, have a learning environment. And for Kluot Road, the street I grew up on, Cap was that was just the person. He was the guy that worked incredibly hard his whole life. By the time I came along, he had already had a successful business and transitioned himself out of it and was enjoying doing things on his farm and homestead. And he and I worked together for about 15 years. I'm not going to go into all of the work experiences. I'll simply suffice it to say that I learned electrical, plumbing, some basic carpentry, tractor operating skills, mechanic work, gardening, workflow management. Pretty much any trade you can name, I dabbled with it, working with Cap over those years. And because he was my first employer, I formed a lot of habits, a lot of really good habits working with him. And I remember the very first time we worked together picking up hay bales, he told me, David, at the time I was 12 years old, first job, 12 years old. He said, David, a lot of people are going to tell you that you need to go to college in order to be successful in life. He said, college is great, and it definitely is for some people, but the most important thing that is going to drive your success in life is your integrity and your work ethic. An individual that will work diligently and honor their employer and knows how to have drive and determination to get things done is going to go way farther in life than somebody that is educated but does not have the diligence. Throughout our time together, there are so many lessons, so many memories, but a few stand out. One was early on. I was growing up, I was the little guy. I'm still not big, but I was skinny and I was small growing up. And I remember that when I'd go to help pick up hay, especially if some of the bales got rained on or if weather conditions didn't work out, some of those hay bales outweighed me, and I'd still pick them up like everyone else. But Cap, one of his rare and unique qualities was that he loved people too much to ever sugarcoat the truth. And so if he could discern that you could work more diligently or you could work harder and that you were not giving your best, he was going to let you know. I remember one particular day, it was me and another worker and Cap. We were picking up some hay bales that had been rained on that we had to get out of the field and off the field. And he told the other worker, I'd only been with Cap maybe a few times, he said, we're going to have to pick up the pace because David's getting winded. And it was true. I was 13 or 14, and my face was beet red. But when he said that, inside I said, wow, he can tell I'm having a difficult time. And I went ahead and doubled down, did my best to keep up. And over the years, as I got older, I began to think critically about how what kind of a work environment I was creating and whether I was setting myself up for success or not. And it was something that Cap would coach me through. And he said one of his big adages for creating a really good work environment was, you should always ask yourself, David, am I creating a work environment that is safer, in which I can work safer, in which I can work better, and in which I can work faster, and in that order. If you're always creating a safer environment to work, if you're always watching out for safety, number one, if you're always focusing on quality, number two, and then as safety and quality are maintained, you're working on optimizing your efficiency, you're going to do what's called continuous improvement, and you're going to become a better individual each and every day that you go to work. And over time, I got stronger, learned general skills and things, and one day Cap told me, he said, David, when you first started out, I never would have thought that you'd develop into the individual you are. And he said, just remember, whenever you end up going and working on a big farm somewhere, to tell people where you got it from. And he knew how to drive an individual. He knew how to lead a team in his work as an electrician and as a manager of construction crews. He had managed 100-man teams that were organized with foremen that he knew well. Cap knew how to lead. He knew how to get things done, and he knew how to motivate individuals. And once he knew that you were putting forth the effort, he would encourage you and coach you along. And I think what I wanted to share the most in this video is that the last time I saw Cap, he was in a hospital bed. It was kind of his end of life, and even to the end, he wanted to share with me his thoughts of how I could continue to improve. And I told him I'd come home to spend time with Dad, and he said that's a wise decision. But he said this to me. He said, David, home in life is wherever your heart is. You've got to decide while you're still young where you need to end up, because anything you're going to do in life is going to take time. But in order to find home, you've got to remember where your heart is and let that lead you there. And he said, whatever mistakes you make, realize that you cannot let that get you down. You have to continuously move forward through that. And I ended up crying. He and I spent a lot of wonderful memories together. But I think what struck me the most was not the fact that his advice was good. What struck me the most was that here's a man who is getting ready to pass. I had come not to seek advice. I had simply come to pay my respects to him, wish him all the best. And here's somebody that has spent his life mentoring, coaching people, leading people, and he knows it may be the last time he'll see me, and he's still going to continue to coach. He's still going to continue to mentor and share any words of wisdom. And so I think the thing I take away from it is that when you're a mentor or a leader or a good friend to someone, there is never a time to stop sharing advice, there is never a time to quit coaching people up and mentor all the way through. stay focused on other people and serving them and giving them good advice. Don't fold inward at any point in your life. Giving is something you can do no matter what the context you are in. And for a student, you should always keep taking notes. Anyway, I'm going to miss Cap, but I also know that it was his time. It was a life well lived, and man, I hope to see you on the other side, buddy. And with that, blessings for the Journey Gang, and keep it real.